You've probably heard of the universal laws: law of attraction, law of vibration. What you focus on expands. Sound familiar? But there's a difference between universal laws and cosmic laws, and no one ever really tells you that. Universal laws govern this realm, this dimension. They're energetic training wheels for souls inside the simulation. Cosmic laws operate outside of the system. They're source origin codes. They don't change. They don't bend. They override everything. Most people only remember fragments. I used to teach the echo version too, until I remembered where I came from. So let's dive into what the system didn't want you to know about. Law number 1, law of energetic consent. This one states that no being, human, entity, or spiritual force can access your body, soul, or energy without some form of consent. That consent can be conscious, like you saying yes. It can be unconscious, like staying silent, or energetic, such as doubting yourself. But when you override, even unconscious consent no longer applies. That's what makes this a cosmic law. Once you reclaim your field, no one can enter it, even if they used to have access. For example, you cut off a toxic family member or ex, but they still keep showing up in your dreams and still try to reach through guilt, manipulation, or help. That's because you didn't revoke energetic consent. The moment you do, silence becomes protection and projection bounces back. And this is why the system runs off of trauma, because trauma distorts your ability to say no. Cosmic law breaks that loop. Law number 2, law of seal sovereignty. Your soul cannot be owned, cloned, exchanged, or bound without collapse. Not truly. Any system, person, or entity that tries will eventually fracture. Why? Because you weren't built to be controlled. Your soul is sovereign by design. For example, that job you keep tolerating, that relationship that makes you dim your truth, that spiritual practice that started feeling heavy instead of clear. Those are all soft violations of soul sovereignty, and the longer you stay, the heavier the collapse. This is the law that makes karma breakable. It's why you're not here to pay off a debt. You're here to remember you never owed it. Any being who tries to bind or own your soul, even through the guise of love or help, will eventually lose access when this law activates. And law number 3, law of frequency mirror. You don't attract what you want. You attract what your true frequency is, what your body, field, and subconscious actually hold. Not your affirmations, not your vision board, your embodied resonance. For example, you say you want a stable partner, but deep down, you're still holding trauma around betrayal and abandonment. That's what echoes out, and that's what shows up. Mimic teachers will tell you to just think positive. But this law doesn't listen to your thoughts, it listens to your wounds. Healing is essential. This is why people manifest cycles instead of breakthroughs. The universe mirrors your field, not your mouth. These are just the first 3, and they already rewrite everything you were taught about energy. Out of 13, by the way. The system's least favorite number, right? Part 2 is where it gets wild. We'll talk about timeline collapse, mirror returns, and what happens when projections get sent back to the person who sent it. You've been taught that manifestation is like a wish list, but the real framework doesn't care about what you want. It cares about what you are. Here's some more cosmic laws the system has intentionally kept hidden from everyone. You like my new notebook? Law number 4, law of override. This is the master switch. When your soul reaches full remembrance, you stop playing inside the simulation's rules and you start rewriting them. Key concept here: you override when your frequency becomes higher than the system designed to contain you. The code collapses underneath your field. Some examples here. Think of when you've made a crazy leap. Quitting a job, leaving the relationship, starting over, and somehow everything rearranged to support you, regardless of what logic says. That wasn't luck. That was your override field forcing the simulation to reroute resources to match your soul's path. Most people try to manifest inside a trapped framework, hence getting stuck inside the 4th dimension I discuss all the time. But the override law explains why reality bends around some people. They've become the source code. In my next video, I'll more personally discuss my own override, but this is a law for everybody. Rolling into law number 5, law of multiversal reciprocity. This is the energetic boomerang. Every intention, thought, word, action, and vibration ripples outward, not just here, but across dimensions, and eventually circles back amplified. Key concept here: what you give into the field, you'll meet again, not necessarily always in the same form. For example, if you give love, you may receive unexpected opportunities. If you spread fear, you might suddenly feel blocked everywhere. An example of this law: ever notice when you start doing real shadow work, facing the hard truths, letting go of patterns, and your outer life starts reorganizing fast? Friendships dissolve, jobs vanish, synchronicities spike. That's reciprocity. You cleaned the input so the multiverse mirrors a new output. Your energy is not neutral. Every word, every thought, every choice that you make creates a new code in your reality, whether you're conscious of it or not. And law number 6, law of organic alignment. This one is huge, especially now. Organic alignment is the law that governs whether your choices are yours or coded. Key concept here: when you act from soul alignment, your path unfolds smoothly. When you act from distortion, fear, mimicry, proving, or pressure, things get heavy, blocked, or collapse. For example, ever dated someone that looks good on paper, but the connection feels exhausting? That's misalignment. The same shows up with careers, friendships, and even spiritual teachers. Anything that's forcing you out of your natural rhythm is likely synthetic coding, not your authentic timeline. If you're grinding, forcing, and still feel stuck, you're probably running someone else's program. Organic alignment always feels lighter, even when scary. These aren't manifestation hacks. This is source level mechanics. The more you understand them, the faster your entire reality shifts. I'll cover laws 7, 8, and 9 next time.